Good morning, YouTube. I know what you're saying. Hey, Goofy, this isn't Saturday. Tabby's not putting electrical in the Impala. What are you doing here on a Thursday? Well, got some good news, got some bad news. So that's why I jumped in here today to tell y'all about it. I'll tell you more about it here in a second. Well, here we are. I know what you're thinking. Hey, Goofy, why you lay on the ground for? Why'd you take Tabby's car off the lift for and put it on the ground? Well, I didn't. There's her Impala over there. And here's her wrecked Impala. I'm taking the gas tank out. And I gotta go up there and take out the cable for the transmission shifter. Get all that stuff out of here. We gotta swap this gas tank to that and over there. So we're gonna be swapping gas tanks. I'll tell you why here in a second. So I got laid off a couple weeks ago, and I decided while I'm laid off, I was supposed to be laid off about for a month. I'm like, that'd be a great time to swap the motors out in Tabby's car and try to get my Crappy Caprice going, get all the vehicles going before race season. Well, yesterday after I got done messing with the transmission lines and everything else, they called me and wanted me to go back to work Monday. So instead of doing this gas tank and everything next week, now I've got to do this gas tank today and get the transmission lines all hooked up. And her car, get the shift linkage, the shift cable out here with the console and move everything over there. So we're gonna be taking the gas tank out today, and I figured I'd bring you off along to take the gas tank out and the shift linkage and take the console out. So bear with me, let me get everything set up. I'm just gonna do I'll show you how to get the gas tank out and everything, but then I'll put it in hyper speed. That way I won't be boring y'all with the taking all that out. But this is her car, a little better look. After church last night, we got home and I decided to bring it in. That way I could start working on it then. See, it messed up the spoiler, messed up the bumper. It crinkled one of these fenders somewhere. But really the body ain't that bad. Just the trunk lid, the back bumper cover. It messed up a little bit of frame underneath. The hood, front bumper cover up the hood and all the lights and everything. And you see, I don't know if you can see it or not, let's go over here. All these awesome tires. You got a little piece of tire sticking out there. The tires are bald. This is what she did the burnout in. So, yep, they're race slicks now. Not really good ones. So, all right, let me get everything ready and I'll take you underneath the car. All right, so now I'm laying on my back underneath the stupid car. Show you what we got. We got a bolt here. We got a bolt here. And you got three lines here. Supply, return, and vent. And then you come back here. I don't know if you can see it or not. You got the filler neck. I've already unscrewed the filler neck up there. I want to keep the filler neck on it because I think it has some fuel in it, and I think it's race fuel, so I really don't want to lose it. And I got my jack positioned underneath it, so hopefully it'll catch it and bring it down enough to unhook the lines. And once I get the lines unhooked, this right here is your fuel pump wiring, so I'll unhook that. and pull this thing out, or I hope without a whole lot of heartaches. You see, the caliper's not on it. This is the rear end out of Tabby's car. We swapped over. Didn't hook the shocks back up. Springs up there about ready to come out of the pockets. Just because I didn't, it ain't gonna be driven nowhere, so I just threw it back in there enough to get it hauled in and out of the garage. So, all right, let's get this puppy out of here. All right, boy, all right, and I got the gas tank out. Man, what a pain. You know, everyone knows me, knows that I'm a Chevy guy through and through. I know that y'all gonna say, well, you got your Ford Excursion, your Ford Dually. Well, it's got the 7.3 Power Stroke. I like those 7.3 Power Strokes. But anyway, I'm a Chevy guy. I got, my cars is all Chevys. But one thing I do not like is these stupid things. Quick disconnects or whatever they're called. I don't say nothing quick in them. I had to end up cutting them underneath the car because I could not get up there to them. I got the tools and stuff to take them off, but man, it was awful trying to get those off. Finally, when I got up here, I get some pressure on them. I just couldn't get no pressure on them down there. They came off, but yeah, I had to end up cutting them. I hated doing that. I just hope on her car, it's going to be a whole lot better getting off. Hopefully I can get to them a whole lot easier. So it's hard for me to get my fat gut underneath all these cars on the ground. Maybe I can get my fat head up in there and get that out. All right, so I'm going to pull the other gas tank off, and hopefully it goes a whole lot smoother. You see how it's been up a little bit on the filler neck. That's how far in it got hit. I'll go ahead and take that filler neck off of this one and see which one's the better, and I'll just put the filler neck, and I'll drain that gas tank on my gas jugs, and I use that for my lawnmower this summer. And I'll just take that gas tank and maybe put it up in storage somewhere. So, all right, let me see if I can get this other one out on Tabby's car, and I'll be back. Yep. I truly believe I hate those stupid fittings. I had to cut the pipe off the fuel pump because I couldn't get these undone either. I wasn't going to cut the hoses because I need the hoses on this one. So I'll bring y'all in here, show you exactly what I had to do. And it was a pain. I had to cut the ends of the pipe off because I could not get those things out for nothing. They was all rusted up in there and everything else, so I might go up there and do a little spraying. Here is what the pipes look like now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's, see the vent hose is all deteriorated. I don't know, that might have been the factory one, who knows. I mean, it still worked good, but it ain't gonna work for the LS. I gotta have one, I think it's 60 PSI, and I think these are 40 some, I think. But I'm gonna try to clean all this stuff up in here, and then we'll get those fittings off up there, and maybe try to install the other fuel tank, hopefully. All right, well, I did finally get them off. See them? So, yay to me. It's crazy how once you can reach them, they come right off. I had to take that and
beat it up in there a little bit. I just couldn't reach it with that gas tank up in there. So I went ahead and the floorboard, trunk floor looks pretty good. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. You really can't now because it's dark. Let me grab a light. I went through and painted it. Thought it had black, but it's gray Rust-Oleum. Who cares? No one's ever gonna see it anyway. So I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit and probably go ahead and flop the other tank up in there. That way I can mark it off the list. Be one less thing we gotta do. So after I got the gas tank out and got the bottom of the trunk painted, I went inside to grab back to eat. And today is Thursday. I was in there eating and my daughter Tabby called, which this is her car. She is up in Lima, like I said the other day, going to UNOH. And she works at a garage up there. Well, she called me. She said she ain't coming home this Saturday because she has to work Saturday. Usually she's off a couple Saturdays a month. She's supposed to be off this Saturday, but so I can slow down this a little bit. I think she'll be in next Saturday. So I can get this gas tank up in there. I can get the console moved over. I can get the cable ran for the shifter. Get all that ran, and I reckon I'll try to work on the electrical. I don't know. Me and electrical just don't get along real good. Man, it's windy out there. But yeah, I went in there and got me a little bite to eat and watched a little bit of Vice Grip Garage. Get some inspiration going. So, all right, I'm gonna let that tack up just a little bit. It's still a little tacky, so I'm gonna let it dry just a little bit longer. And then we're gonna put that other new tank, new to this car tank up in there. That way I can mark it off the list. All right, so I went ahead and took the filler neck off of this one. This is one we're gonna put in it. This was a filler neck that I took off of this one. As you can see, the brackets, this one here is all bent up from the wreck. So I'm gonna put this one on there, that way it bolts up real good. And probably put this up on the shelf somewhere. If I ever need it, I can, cause this tank here is in my boy's 66 in Bel Air. Because we had to put the fuel injection in it. It was, I got it out of an early 90s Caprice. All right, I like putting a little grease on mine. They say put a little grease on them. They make it easier to get off and get on. Instead of trying to almost rip the rubber trying to get it off. So, and I hope I don't take it off in a long, long time. You hear that, Tabby? I don't want to take this thing back off anytime soon. But if we do, we'll have grease on it. And it should be pretty easy to take off. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see if we can shove that bad boy in there. There's that one. All right. So, well, what do I do with my stupid nut runner? This garage, I think sometimes it goes in it because you lay tools down and you turn right around to pick it up and poof, it's gone. Beats all I've ever seen. Oh, I hear this. Yeah, I don't think it is. Yep, huh, so we're gonna, it is. So we're just gonna use the old clamps that's on there. They're nice and tight. They come off pretty good. So you put that back on there like that and tighten this one here up. And there's your plug. I showed you all that, hooks to the back of the car. This one has more fuel in it than the other one did, so it's a little bit more heavier. So I'll go ahead and get it on the stand back there so I can jack it up, and I'll try my best to stick it back in the car. Let me get these old fittings off here. I sanded up these ends a little bit. Hopefully they'll just slide right in there and slide right back out if I ever need to, which I hope I don't. All right, so I got it up there. There's a filler neck. There's where they go in. I got the lines all hooked up. Now, it might be a pain in the butt to get off, but man, they sure easy to put back on. But man, taking them off is awful. Now we're gonna have to let the car back down, undo these headers, and so I can go over there to the other Impala and grab out the console and the shifter and take out this console, install that console into this car, and take that console out and stick it up in storage, and then hook up the cables for the transmission over here. Go ahead and mount the shifter in this one, and then I'm going to work on the transmission lines. I'm going to try to do them in rubber. I'm going to try to come off and go top of the headers and come up this frame rail, go up through this frame rail and just go right here to the transmission cooler. I should have had them all whopper jawed out there. I think it'll look a whole lot better. But the fuel tank is installed. Yeehaw. So we'll get that knocked out, get it back on the ground, take the headers off, start taking the console out, get the console. That's gonna be I don't know if we're gonna get to all that today or not. I wasn't even planning on doing all this until if I knew all this, she wasn't gonna come in, I wouldn't done it. But yeah, she just had this one painted not too long, probably about a year and a half before it got wrecked. So I need to take the jack stands out of that and let it back down the ground. Wire up the strap for the fuel tank back there, because I ain't putting the fuel tank back in. I'll put it back up in storage. That way we'll save on it. So, all right, let's see what we're gonna do next. Look at all that wind out there. You can barely see the rear end of my crappy Caprice out there. There's your old wood truck, put the 5.3 in. All right, let me get this thing down on the ground and see what happens. All right, I got you inside of the wrecked Impala. Put a new dashboard in it. On the new headliner, which really don't matter now because I ain't gonna change all that out. The radio never worked. The guy who I bought it from cut all the wires out for it, so she never did have a radio. She went and got a speaker so she could Bluetooth radio going down the road. So I already unhooked this. That was two of her cutouts, so leave that over there. I done took the nut off of this. Okay, so that's there. Okay, and we went and got all this carpeted because it's all hacked up, of course, from the hack garage. So I reckon that's what I need to change the name to, Hack Garage. You see all the wires down here and in the floor and all through there. So this thing here might come out right now. Let's see here. Hope y'all can see. Oh, had some self tappers down in there. There's two of them holding it on. Let's see if I can set y'all up here on the dashboard. Hope y'all can see that. There you go. So there's our shifter. So now I need to take this off and unhook it and just pull it out and undo that switch. That switch should slide right through, hopefully. Sweet. So I'll get on that, and I reckon I have to cut all these wires. Y'all know how much I love doing wiring. So here we go. All right, so I got the console out, transmission cable, got the shifter out. I've got the nitrous button, the exhaust cutout button. I'll show you where the console's at. There's a shifter. I mounted it on a plate when I first put it in there. Don't look at the welds because they're nasty. But I kind of got the curve of the hump, so I can screw it down to it. Here's a console. I had to put a plate down there, and here's a thing for the cutouts. So now I gotta get in here and take that console out, and just vice versa. I would crawl up underneath that and undo all the wiring, the stuff for the transmission cables. That's gonna be fun. Yeehaw. All right, so here they are side by side. This is her new one. This is her old one. You see, we eliminated, and I hated it, but we eliminated all this. 2 cup holders, but I didn't know what else to do with it. Once, you know, years ago when we did all this, we was trying to figure out what to do, and I reckon I could just left that, but I wanted a console with an armrest on it, so that's what we came up with. That's why I don't know how the 96 Impalas are with the gear shift and everything, but that's why I was trying to find one so I could leave this in here with the cup holders on the, if the other for the 96 console was different, I don't know. But until I find out, I'm going to put this one in there. Now first I got to install the shifter, then I can put that in there. Yeah. So, but I got to go back over there and get the cable from the shifter out so I can run over here. That's why. So I made the hole back there when the motor is out and the transmission is out to run the cable for the shifter. So, and I don't know if we're going to leave the switch up here, the switch for the nitrous. I don't know. I'd like to have this console, but I mean the cup holders. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to get that in there and mount that where we want it to go, and it's going to have to be somewhat close to that, close to this, so all this will fit back in with that into here. So yeehaw, love this stuff. All right, let me go see what we're going to do. But yeah, that's the 2 consoles, so that's what we got. All right, well, as you can tell, I'm in different clothes. Something happened to the camera. I couldn't get it record. So when he came home, brought some dinner. I had to go down about an hour away, go meet somebody a little bit ago. So I came back, ate dinner, took a shower. I'm done. But I'd like to show you what I did at the end of the day. Wendy's controlling the camera, so thank you to her. But I got the shifter mounted. I got 2 screws in it. I don't want to go too crazy because I want to test fit the console first before I go too crazy with it to button it down. But the console, I mean the shifter is in. So tomorrow, get all that stuff, bring over here. I know I keep on going over in my head, and I tell you all that about the shifter cable and this, that, and the other. I just got to keep going over my head. Comment if this is what y'all like. If you want me to go in more depth of what I'm doing, or y'all like what I'm doing here, just tell me what y'all like. I mean, you want me to go bolt by bolt, taking the gas tank out, or you want me to go bolt by bolt when I do the transmission line, the lines and the shifter cable? tell me what y'all want. But today is Thursday, like I said. Tabby's not coming back till probably next Saturday. Starting Monday, I go back to work. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to post a video every day now, like I have been. But I'm going to try to keep up at least one, maybe 2 videos a week, trying to get this here done. I got my crappy Caprice and Trevor's truck. Just tell me what y'all like for me to do. If you want to go step by step, we'll go step by step, or just run through it like we've been doing it. But yep, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go in and post all this. So tell me what y'all like, and let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Share it all you can. That way we can try to get our name out there. And so good enough. Sean McNeil, McNeil's Garage, and
Wendy.
saying see y'all later. Thank y'all.